Good morning, everyone, or good evening, or wherever you are on the earth when you're watching this video. I've talked about relief-centeredness, which is how the fallen mind operates. And I want to remind you in this video that being relief-centered is not in agreement with Christ. Even worldly people, unsaved people with some insight can see this. Yet the majority of the world, unfortunately also the majority of believers today, they are relief-centered. They're not Christ-centered. And look at this. When you are relief-centered, you justify a lot of things that can't be justified. For example, if there is police brutality in a region, people will say, well, at least now the youth are behaving and we are relieved. So the relieved people have that they can remain in their hypnotic daily routine without being disturbed. They value that so much. That is what they call their comfort zone, private life, however they want to label it. They're so attached to that hypnotic routine that everything that protects that hypnotic routine is good. So even if, though the police brutality, some people have died, people are still going to defend it, just so that their relief is secured. If there is a parent that smacks his or her children who is out of order, even when the children are growing up, they still behave out of line, and everyone can see it. Well, people will say, well, at least those grown children, they are respectful, they make people comfortable, they know when to shut up. So you have an expectation of other people to keep you relieved. That's what you call respect, at all costs, no matter whether it's for their good or not. That's wicked. But because people are relief-centered, they approve of what has happened over there. Should I continue? I don't really want to continue about this, but I need to say it. Being relief-centered is anti-Christ. Why? Because there is an other God that you are worshipping. And this other God, it doesn't have to be a statue of gold or of silver. It can also be, as I mentioned before, being relief-centered itself is a form of idolatry. And this idolatry needs to have an object to venerate. So, just think about this like this. If you are relief-centered, that means you're not trusting the Most High. That means you don't trust His words. That means that you are in agreement with Satan. Yes, you are. I don't care how many Bible verses you quote. I don't care if you attend church every day. I don't care if you sing praise and hallelujah. I don't care if you are singing and praising in tongues and praying in heavenly languages. If you are relief-centered, you are not in agreement with Christ. To be relief-centered is to promote selfishness and self-centeredness, and to be that means that you're operating in darkness. Yes, relief-centeredness is darkness. I say it as it is. And you know what? It's this relief-centered attitude that keeps the world the way it is. That keeps all that evil out there in operation. Some people ask why the Most High would allow the elites to do what they're doing to the world population. On the other hand, why is the population of the world agreeing with it? Why? Because even though the rule of those Apollonists, you can call them Illuminati, you can call them the powers that be, I just call them Apollonists because they worship Apollo, who's the Antichrist. The reason why the world population tolerates it because the rule of Apollo gives them relief. It gives them the option for self-validation. That's why they tolerate it. Even those that fight against the New World Order or against globalization and all that, their fight and resistance is a form of self-validation. It's a form of relief-seeking. So that's why the powers that be don't care if people revolt, because that revolt is in the negative and it empowers evil spirits. So by resisting, they are empowering the same thing they're resisting, because they don't want to look at the bigger picture and they don't want deliverance, just relief-centered. Well, I did not make this video to condemn you, nor to look down upon you. I just want to point this out to you. Relief-centered is not from God. It's not in agreement with Christ. It's not in agreement with the Bible. And you cannot be relief-centered and walk by faith at the same time. Can't happen. Because relief-centeredness is unbelief. Well, I want to take the time to tell you this morning. That's why I agree with Christ and walk by faith. Great peace.